official kung may clicker. I'm waiting for the ballot. Anyway, again, my name is Reese Lansangan. Reese like the chocolate, Lansangan like the street, Reese of the streets. That's my rapper name. I swear. Or kung Tagalog, Batang Lansangan yung rapper name ko. That's my social account. Next. And I am many things I cannot compromise. I am a visual artist, a graphic designer, a fashion designer, and a singer-songwriter all rolled into one convenient sushi. I drew that sushi, I'm sorry. Next. Oh, okay. So just to give you a bit of perspective as to what my work actually looks like. Kasi, yeah, wala. This is me. I did like an illustration before for Philippine Star for an illustrator's feature, and I drew on my face. And next, just run through na lang ba. My main work of art is usually mixed media and collage. Yung next ka lang, next. Mixed media and collage. And what I do is take a bunch of resources, rearrange them, put them back together, and tell new stories with them. So these are all like my mixed media works. Okay. And then, so occasionally I do illustrations also, but I'm not like such a very good illustrator. I do crude art most of the time. And I also do 3D stuff when the need arises or some painting stuff. This one I formed out of soil. I did like a photographic mantra kind of thing for Scout magazine recently. Next. So nag-gloves ako actually. That's big, I think isang letters. Anyway, my most recent work is The Gathering Season, and it's my first solo exhibit, art exhibit. And it's an exhibit about collectors and hoarders, because I was really interested in the culture of amassing so many things that we like but not really necessarily need. So I made I made portraits of the collectors. And actually, yung lola nito ko, may dalawang, kasi collector yung lola nito ko, and meron siyang dalawang works dito. Anyway, the previous one was like a Harry Potter collector, and this one is a collector of old music memorabilia. And as in, yung bahay niya, I visited his house. It's a local artist, Romeo Lee. And I visited his house, it's literal na, like, bawat step mo may matatapakan kang CD or cassette or disket. As in, like, his house is a great, amazing wasteland, which is, I mean that in a very positive way. Next. And then this is a collector of miniature things. Okay, next. And lastly, this is a collector of Japanese erasers. You can see the 12 pieces of work in my folio if you're interested. Next. And yun yung parang in full display in Haima. And then this is my work in graphic design. I guess I'm just going to show you one work. This was my senior thesis back in 2011 when I was in Ateneo. I made a book called DIY or Die, and it was about creativity and the creative process. Next. Ayan. Sige lang. And then I designed each spread differently. I used different techniques, and I tried to examine like the commonalities in like the process of how we create. And I wanted to like show everyone that by virtue of us being humans who make things, it means that we are all creative. Okay. And it won the Magenta Award, the highest award for student work in the Philippine Graphic Design Awards in 2011. I'm sorry for that very old picture, but parang sige pag-uwi ko, sige picturean mo, parang masabi ko, yeah, my picture. So yeah, anyway, next. And then this is my work in fashion. I started fashion school after I got my first degree in Ateneo for fine arts, and then I did 2 years at fashion school in Sofa. And this is one of my earlier works. I did like a dress, a Japanese-inspired dress. That's from the same collection. That's sushi on her head. And then and then I sequined yan, salmon. Next. And then I illustrated some prints and then printed it on fabric, and then I made a kimono for like an editorial, and then nagpunta akong Disneyland. Sabi ko, alam ko na yung setup dun sa Disneyland. Sabi ko, babagay yung jacket, so push ako dun. So, sinuot ko lang. And then, yeah, next. So, yan, picture ako. Siyempre. Next. Ayan, and my main work for that before I graduated was called Space in the Human Race. It's a 6-look collection, fashion collection that heavily revolves around the aesthetics and functional aspects of the spacesuit. So this is a rocket dress, like inspired by the Muslims of pancakes. It's the same dress, but it's finished and mayroon na siyang funnel neck. This was like a jacket, an earth jacket. The land masses are fully beaded. The skirt is a moon skirt. Pagtalikod mo is the dark side / far side of the moon. And sobrang natuwa ako sa idea na yun. Congratulations, me. Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, fine. This is the moon watcher top and the diaper, because underneath the spacesuit, the astronauts wear diapers, and that's where they urinate and everything. So yeah, I made a UFO bag. Next. And then this is the jacket. Like, this is my final look. I made all the prints, by the way. So I did the collage thing, and then I quilted everything, and then yeah, next. And this is the whole like collection in vectored out form. Next. And the look on the left was the one that got featured in VogueItalia.com, and then .com naman. And then also because of this collection, I was selected last year as an Emerging Fashion Talent awardee by Preview Magazine. Next. And ayun, okay, so that's for fashion. And then this is me doing music. I have a ukulele, I don't know if you can see. Next. Of course you can't hear, I can't make a demo, but I'm in this is how I got started with music and performing. I'm in an indie pop duo called Reese and Vika, so obviously I'm Vika, joke. But I'm Reese, and then next, we recently released our second EP, Those Who Wander, which is incidentally just available now on Spotify and iTunes and everything, so you can listen to it for free. But this is our EP, and then I also designed the packaging and everything, and we're selling it. So that's my music, indie pop. Next. But, and we, in 2021, the NU107 College Rock Band Award of the Year. And we aren't even a rock band, so it's funny, but it's the greatest, like one of the greatest feelings in the world. We weren't even 1 year old by then, but we got acknowledged by that, so that was awesome. Next. But I also do my solo music under Reese Lansangan. When I am Reese the Streets. And I usually write songs that are not usually talked about. I usually write about things that aren't usually talked about in songs. Gets me ba? Like, I have a song called Creeper, and it's about stalking. Next. I also have a song called A Song About Space, since I love space so much. Next. I have a song called NBSB about my NBSB state. Next. I also have a song about going online in a Facebook chat. And funny enough, si Billy, binring up niya kanina, I have a song called Fear of Missing Out / FOMO, and medyo rap-ish siya, kind of. Reese of the Streets. And meron din akong song about the Mean Girls movie, if you have watched that, and it's called All I Wanna Say Is Wear Pink. I forgot to make a screen cap, but it's on YouTube. And my most recent song is called Grammar Nazi. And ito talaga may legitimate rap break. I'm going to record this next week, so if you're interested, abangan niyo sa Facebook. And anyway, it's a song about good grammar. So, okay. So, people. So a freelance artist, designer, fashion designer, graphic designer, singer, songwriter. Like, what's going on? It seems like I have too much on my plate, diba? So people always ask me the same questions. Like, question number 1. You're a freelancer, do you even make money? And the simple answer is, yes-ish. But I guess like, hindi pa ako makakabili ng bahay. Pero alam mo, I mean, okay na. Paano okay? Next. Question number 2, how do you find time to do everything? I think since Instagram it's a culture of Instagram and you're posting all the stuff that you're into, people see to condense your life in like a certain picture already, and they have like a vague idea of what your life is about, and they feel na like wala akong break or wala akong like work, pero hindi naman ganun. But like, how do you find time to do everything? Some people ask me, and I wish like I had a grand answer for that. Like, meron akong time turner para sa your mind or something like that. But the simple answer to that is I have a checklist. It's usually in like little squares of paper, and what I do is just I list down the things that I need to do for the day. I take off as much as I can within the day, and the stuff that doesn't get that don't get done gets carried over for the next. And question number 3, I think the most important question is, you're doing so many things. Why can't you just focus on one? And my answer is because someone has showed me that getting to do everything that I love is actually possible. And that someone is the internet. Yung title ng talk ko is I'd like to thank the internet. I was working on a song called I'd like to thank the internet. And I forgot to make the title page, so I'm just saying the whole talk. I was like, the internet. The internet. So I was born in the year 1990, but it wasn't until the year 2000 I formed actual memories of logging on and being on the internet. And my very first website might have been, not that, but this, Barbie.com, like legit. And followed by AmandaPeace.com. Do you remember this? I loved Amanda Vines. Amanda Vines was awesome. She used to get straight A's to sing. And I guess I can pretty much say that I grew up with the internet, as most of you did as well. And on a personal level, though, like the internet has been mostly responsible for bringing me to where I am now. So let's be honest, I would not be speaking in front of you guys if it weren't for the internet. Like you wouldn't even know I existed. And if we aren't cursing at our occasionally stupidly slow broadband connections, we are all about the internet. We love the internet. And high praises and such. But what does the internet really mean to me? Like personally? What are the things that I'm thankful for? Number 1, the internet allows me to have a curated version of myself. So what I liked, who I was close to, where I went, what I was listening to, what was important to me a few years ago, everything has been archived by some sort of chat room or microblogging platform that may or may not exist anymore. Like Blur, remember Blur? Okay, the internet. Number 2, the internet has gifted me with my influences. I feel like some of us are ashamed to name our influences because we're afraid to come off as copycats instead of admirers. But the truth is, it's impossible to have an idea that is 100% our own or 100% original. As Chuck Palahniuk once wrote, "Nothing of me is original. I am the combined effort of everyone I've ever known." And that's one of my favorite quotes because it's so honest and humbling to be told na, alam mo yun, I'm made up of all these different people and all these different experiences. And the power of influence for me is incredible. One image, song, or person could literally change a life. And here are some of the internet stuff that has changed me. This poster by David Horowitz, Everything That Can Happen in a Day. I came across this poster in 2008 and it spoke so much to me because it showed me all the possibilities that a single day could hold. And at the core of it, we all have 24 hours. Like even Beyonce has 24 hours. Sabi nga nila. So yun. Next. Number 2, this image. I saw this artwork online by Eduardo Recife when I was in late high school. And I was so perplexed by it, I spent months trying to figure out how it was done. Like, drawing ba to? Ano ba to? As in, I literally spent months on Photoshop trying to figure that out. And now I'm making a living out of collage art. So this is what got me started with that. Next. Number 3, and I think one of the most important images that I will show you today is this girl was around. What? Not that. But yeah, that girl. That girl was a random YouTube discovery, but she literally changed me and my life. She made me realize that absolutely anyone could write songs and be heard by the world. Because she was doing her original called Chain, and it was on the featured video sidebar of YouTube in 2007. I still remember. But yun nga, parang I was taught na you don't have to be John Lennon or Joni Mitchell. Like you can just have apparently a webcam in a living room and you can write songs. And that propelled me to write and keep on writing. I kept on writing and until now I'm still writing songs. Next. Anyway, before that, the internet holds everything, and it's kind of stupid to not use that available resource to enrich yourself, don't you think? It's like living next door to the most amazing public library but refusing to pick up a book. Like, who does that? Nobody. Number 3, the internet has taught me to be a lover of things, to be a pair of eyes and ears, to be genuinely interested with the world, to experience and absorb everything, and to know all there is to know. Guys, it is not a crime to love. Pero hindi, pwede rin. Pero anyway, itong love na to was a career and like, just loving things. If you're in pre-med, let's say, but you're also a violinist and a photography enthusiast, nobody can tell you that this setup wouldn't work. Like, ba't ka med? Ba't ka nag-photography kung med ka? Alam mo, we have every right to pursue our interests, and even in little ways, you have to flirt with your interests, you have to court them, and eventually what resonates will stay. You notice how yung envy-driven dreams, they never really last very long. Like for example, you look at social media and you see a friend like succeeding in something that you think can also be your calling. Let's say calligraphy. Friend mo nagka-calligraphy. Parang feeling mo, pero pwede ako mag-calligraphy. So bili ka ng nibs, bili ka ng fountain pen, ink, ganyan. Don't be afraid to try it out. And I encourage, by all means, try it out. And if it works, then that's amazing. That you found yourself something that you love, like anything that you love. But eventually, you go for persistent passions that nag at you. Yung makulit talaga, parang manliligaw. Biglang ikaw na nililigaw all of a sudden. It's okay to want everything, but it's also okay to change your mind. Next. Number 4. The internet is a level playing field. So we've all seen those overnight successes like Justin Bieber, Carly Rae Jepsen, Rebecca Black. That whole spectrum, we have that. And these days, success and opportunity, they no longer hinge at geographical locations or monetary advantages. Honestly, with the internet as a free source, anyone can be anything. It just depends on how much you work for it and how much you utilize the internet as a free source. Next. Number 5, the internet has given me a means of living. So I need to be honest, as a freelancer, money can of course be slow and unstable at times, especially when you're starting out. And you can fall into the trap of endlessly comparing yourself to what your friends make in corporate. Like, can you imagine the torture? But you know what I consider a gift? Is to be able to do what I love, have my own time, and still get paid for it somehow. Having my own time means that I can work from morning to afternoon, then take a songwriting break, then compile my haiku zine in preparation for a weekend bazaar, then finish work, then go to a gig at night. I mean, yeah, zombie ako pagkatapos, pero you gotta hustle, you gotta do what you have to do. And you know what I discovered? That people are so scared of realizing that what they love does not make them the money that they need. Nakarelate ba kayo? Or natatakot ba kayo sa ganun? Because it's a valid fear. But that's why a lot of creatives feel the need to have stable jobs to support their hobbies. And sure, at this point in my freelancing career, I still can't fathom how I'm going to send my hypothetical kids to school. But, you know, I'm working on it by keeping at it. And sometimes that's all you really need to do. Just keep at it. Number 6. The internet has... Shit. We're missing a slide. Anyway, that's supposed to be... Okay. That's supposed to be... The internet has taught me about perspective. I think I missed the slide. Anyway. But one of my biggest insecurities would be the youngsters of the internet. These kids are everywhere, and they seem to be sweeping it at all arenas. There's my personal idol, Vika. I've been reading her since I was 11. Since she was 11, and she's an accomplished writer, an acclaimed editor. and an actress at 18 years old. Tapos ako, ang tanda ko na. Alam mo yun, parang ang ginawa ko. Next. And then there are people like Malala Yousafzai, who is a 17-year-old activist for female education and is a freaking Nobel Peace Prize winner. I mean, and here I am, and here you are. Parang, anong nangyari? May mga ganitong bata sa mundo. Pero, hindi. You know, like, I'm 24, and most days I feel like time is slowly slipping away from me. Do you ever get that feeling na parang one day, gumagawa ka, and then the next, tanda ko na. Even though you're just 17 or 18. You complain about your old age, even though you're not very, very old. But yun nga, the reality is we're all doing well. Sometimes we just forget that because we spend so much time idolizing rare exceptions, such as these amazing people. But time is actually on our side. Well, more on your side since bata kayo. And we're young, relatively, and free from the shackles of the real world problems like marriage and rent and raising children. We still have time to learn, experiment, make mistakes, be hurt, succeed, and even fail without actually failing, as in failing. Right now, we're only directly responsible for ourselves. We just have to stop being too hard on ourselves because it's okay to be slow. It's okay to be unsure at this point. We just all go at our own pace. And as long as we're still trying, we're okay and we'll be okay. Next. Okay, anyway, yung slide na yun dapat yung last ko. Number 7, the internet has gifted me with the power to influence. So you know, Instagram has condensed all interactions and likes into a heart symbol. Sometimes we forget that one like or one heart equates to one person. Every now and then I would get tweets or comments from strangers expressing how much they appreciate or get inspired by my music or my art. And of course I would appreciate it and I would say thank you, mag-reply ako. But I often forget what it's like to be on the other side of that model. To be the fan, for the lack of a better term. To be the one finding that piece of work that speaks to me, then gathering the courage to be able to say that to your idol or the person that you look up to. Remember this girl that I showed you kanina, si Anna Free? She's the one who got me started in songwriting, and I remember emailing her before, siguro when I was in college pa, just to say thank you. Thank you for the inspiration, thank you for existing, thank you for the music, all the cheesy stuff, but I really meant it. And when she replied to my email, I could literally not get over it. As in, I thought, oh, she replied. As in, ganun talaga. As in, here she was, a girl from Portugal, my inspiration, acknowledging me. And to her, that was probably just one of, like, an offhand reply while she was eating breakfast or something. And thanks so much for listening to my music, something like that. But to me, that meant everything. Like, she acknowledged me in the Philippines. And she meant so much to me. I couldn't even express how much she changed my life. But I realized that just as I've been shaped by certain people and certain things that I found online, I realized that I also have the power to do the same. And same goes for you as well. Like everything you post, hindi nyo alam, baka may nababago kayong life. And we are reminded of how a single image can literally change the course of a life, just as how it happened with mine. That puts everything into perspective, don't you think? So yeah, the internet is of course good and bad, but mostly good. And what I've learned over the years of being creative is that I attribute a lot of my victories to the internet. The interests that I have, the influences that gave birth to my style, the people I have met online who found my work and gave me opportunities. And as of this moment, I am still changing. I will still continue to be shaped by the experiences that unfold before me. And probably the most important thing that I have discovered for myself is that it's okay to change. As we get older, we have a fear of getting stuck in something we don't love. Like maybe we've been forced into a course that we don't like, meron ba dyan? Alam ko meron. Or a job that we're not
very skilled at this particular moment. But that's because we get so fixated by titles and we allow ourselves to be boxed in a certain identity that is defined by profession or course. What we forget is that we're just humans who happen to do many things. So Umar, instead of being, say, a lawyer, try calling yourself a person who practices law. Instead of being an artist, try calling yourself as a person who does art. Isn't that more liberating? Like, doesn't that feel like you're allowed to do so much more and so much other things outside of what you're known to do? Because we are. We totally are. To close, the internet can be scary and it can also be a wonderful place for self-discovery. Use it to learn, use it to share, use it to win in life. And as the famous words of Dumbledore said, use it well. And for that, I would like to thank the internet. Thank you so much.